Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel, Raja Goga Sikotar 1719. High above the Earth's surface, far beyond the clouds we can see, lies an invisible guardian, silent, unseen, but absolutely essential for life. It's called the ozone layer, Earth's natural shield that protects every living being from the sun's deadly ultraviolet rays. Imagine a world without it. The sun's radiation would burn the land, oceans would boil with life struggling to survive, and even a few minutes under sunlight could be dangerous for humans. Yet, this delicate layer of gas, only a few millimeters thick if compressed, makes the difference between life and destruction. For billions of years, it has stood as Earth's first line of defense. Every breath we take, every tree that grows, every creature that walks this planet, all owe their existence to this invisible protector. But here's the mystery. If the ozone layer is so vital, how did it come into being? And even more importantly, what happens when it begins to disappear? This is the story of the ozone layer, its birth, its near destruction, and the incredible human effort to save it. Stay with us as we uncover one of Earth's greatest scientific battles, a battle fought not on land or in the oceans, but high in the skies above us. Let's begin with a simple question. What exactly is the ozone layer? It's not something we can see, touch, or feel. Yet it surrounds our planet like a delicate blanket, floating about 10 to 50 kilometers above our heads in a region of the atmosphere known as the stratosphere. Now, here's where it gets fascinating. The ozone layer isn't made of anything exotic or rare. It's simply oxygen, but in a very special form. Normally, the air we breathe contains molecules made of two oxygen atoms, wow, two. But when the sun's energy strikes them, it can split them apart, and those single atoms combine again into groups of three, forming O3, known as ozone. This thin layer of ozone does something extraordinary. It absorbs nearly 97% of the sun's harmful ultraviolet radiation, the same invisible rays that can cause skin cancer, cataracts, and damage to crops and marine life. In short, ozone acts as Earth's sunscreen, shielding every living thing from the sun's most dangerous side. But don't be mistaken, this shield is not indestructible. It's incredibly fragile. A small change in its balance can alter the fate of life on Earth. And while it quietly guards us every single day, humanity once came dangerously close to tearing it apart. Before that crisis began, however, the ozone layer had to first exist. So the question is, where did it come from? To answer that, we must travel back billions of years to a time when Earth had no oxygen, no life, and no protection. A time before the ozone layer was even born. To truly understand the ozone layer, we must go back in time, not hundreds or thousands of years, but billions. A time when the Earth was young, wild, and hostile. Volcanoes roared, lightning tore through thick clouds, and toxic gases filled the air. There was no blue sky, no oceans teeming with life, no breath of oxygen anywhere. Back then, the planet was covered in chaos, and life, as we know it, was impossible. But deep within the ancient oceans, tiny microscopic organisms were beginning to perform a miracle. These were the cyanobacteria, the planet's first photosynthetic life forms. Through a process that would change everything, they began using sunlight to convert carbon dioxide and water into oxygen. For millions of years, they worked silently, flooding the oceans and atmosphere with oxygen. And something incredible began to happen high above the Earth. Sunlight started interacting with this new oxygen, splitting some of its molecules apart. The freed oxygen atoms joined others to form ozone. O3. Slowly, the upper atmosphere began to fill with ozone gas, forming a thin, protective shield, the first ozone layer. This was one of the most transformative moments in Earth's history. Because of that invisible shield, harmful solar radiation was reduced, and for the first time, life could safely move toward the surface. The birth of the ozone layer wasn't just a chemical reaction. It was the beginning of life as we know it. A delicate balance was formed between the oxygen we breathe below and the ozone that protects us above. It was nature's perfect design, a harmony between life and the sky. But humanity, much later in time, would disturb that balance in ways the planet had never seen before. For billions of years, the ozone layer silently guarded the planet, unseen, unrecognized, and unknown. But in the mid-19th century, one man would stumble upon its existence by pure chance. In 1839, a German chemist named Christian Friedrich Schonbein was conducting experiments with electricity and oxygen. He noticed a strange, sharp smell in the air after lightning storms, a scent that was fresh, biting, and unlike anything he had sensed before. Curious, he named this mysterious gas ozone, from the Greek word ozine, meaning to smell. What Schonbein didn't realize was that he had just discovered one of the most vital substances for life on Earth. Decades later, scientists began to suspect that this strange gas wasn't just found near storms, it also existed high in the atmosphere. In the early 1900s, British scientist Gordon Dobson took that curiosity to new heights. He developed an instrument capable of measuring ozone in the sky, the Dobson spectrophotometer. Using it, he discovered that ozone concentrations were highest at around 20 to 30 kilometers above Earth's surface, confirming the presence of a global protective layer. Dobson's work changed the way humanity saw its relationship with the planet. For the first time, we understood that a delicate veil of gas was protecting every living creature from the sun's deadly rays. In honor of his contribution, the standard measurement for ozone levels was named the Dobson unit, a tribute to the man who revealed Earth's invisible shield. But what no one knew then was that this very shield, the protector of all life, would one day begin to fade, not by natural forces, but by the hands of humanity itself. For decades, the ozone layer quietly protected life on Earth, unaware of the danger approaching from below. Then, in the early 1980s, scientists noticed something alarming, something that would shake the world. High above Antarctica, a massive hole had formed in the ozone layer, a void in the sky where the protective shield was disappearing. The culprit, not nature, not some cosmic phenomenon, but human activity. For years, we had been using chemicals called CFCs, chlorofluorocarbons, in refrigerators, air conditioners, and aerosol sprays. These seemingly harmless inventions were quietly drifting into the stratosphere. Once there, sunlight would break them apart, releasing chlorine atoms that attacked ozone molecules. One chlorine atom could destroy over 100,000 ozone molecules before being neutralized. Suddenly, the invisible shield that had guarded life for billions of years was under threat. UV radiation began seeping through the thinning ozone, threatening humans, animals, and plants alike. Skin cancers, cataracts, crop failures, and damage to marine ecosystems became a real and frightening possibility. The discovery of the ozone hole was a wake-up call for humanity. It was proof that our actions, however small or convenient they may seem, could have global consequences. The silent protector of Earth had been harmed, and the planet demanded a response. But this story is not just about destruction. it's also about human ingenuity, cooperation, and hope. Because when the world recognized the threat, it decided to fight back. The battle to save the ozone layer had begun. The discovery of the ozone hole was the stark warning, one that could no longer be ignored. The fate of the planet's invisible shield rested not just in the hands of scientists, but in the choices of every nation on Earth. In 1987, the world came together in an unprecedented show of cooperation. Nations signed the Montreal Protocol, an international agreement to phase out ozone-depleting substances, including CFCs and halides. For the first time in history, countries united to protect a global resource, something invisible, yet essential for all life. The Montreal Protocol was more than a treaty. It was proof that humanity could act collectively to correct its mistakes. It demonstrated that science, diplomacy, and courage could overcome short-term convenience for the long-term survival of the planet. Within years, the production of harmful chemicals began to decline. Policies were implemented, industries adapted, and innovations soared, all in the name of saving the ozone layer. It was a race against time, a battle between human convenience and the survival of life itself. The ozone layer had been threatened, but the world had responded. For the first time, hope replaced despair. The story of the ozone layer was no longer just a story of danger. It had become a story of unity, responsibility, and resilience. Yet the journey was far from over. Even today, the ozone layer remains fragile, reminding us that protection requires vigilance. Decades after the world took action, the efforts to save the ozone layer began to bear fruit. The Montreal Protocol had set a global plan in motion, and slowly, the planet responded. Satellite data and scientific observations revealed encouraging news. The ozone hole over Antarctica, once growing larger each year, had stopped expanding. Tiny improvements were appearing, year by year, as the atmosphere slowly healed itself. It was a rare triumph, a victory proving that when humanity acts together, even the most fragile and distant parts of the Earth can recover. Scientists estimate that if current efforts continue, the ozone layer could fully recover by the middle of the 21st century. The sun's deadly ultraviolet radiation will once again be kept in check. Forests and oceans will thrive, and life on Earth will remain protected. But the story of recovery is not just about science. It's about human responsibility, a reminder that the choices we make today shape the world for generations to come. The ozone layer's slow healing is proof that hope is not a passive word, but a force we create through action. From near disaster to gradual recovery, the ozone layer teaches us one profound lesson. Even when humanity threatens the balance of nature, we also have the power to restore it. The story of the ozone layer is more than science. It is a story of life, responsibility, and hope. This invisible shield, high above us, reminds us that the Earth's survival depends on balance. Every action we take, every chemical we release, every choice we make can ripple through the atmosphere, affecting life in ways we may never immediately see. Yet, the story also proves that humanity can change course. When nations united under the Montreal Protocol, they didn't just protect a layer of gas, they protected every tree, every ocean, every living creature on Earth. It is a lesson that global problems demand global solutions, and that hope exists when we act together. The ozone layer is healing, but it is still fragile. It teaches us that the planet's most precious shields, its air, water, forests, and oceans, cannot be taken for granted. We must care for the Earth, because it is the only home we have. And so, the invisible protector continues its watch over life on our planet, silently reminding us, protect the sky above, and the life below will thrive. The ozone layer story is a call to action, a testament to the power of science, cooperation, and conscious choices. If we listen, if we act, the Earth can endure, and so can we. So friends, this was today's amazing information. Hope you liked this video and learned something new. If you found the video interesting, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you again in the next video with another new and surprising thing. Until then, stay happy, stay healthy, and stay tuned to learn. Jai Goga Sikotar Ma.